Hey guys, welcome back to Home Gym. Coach Carp here again today. Like the MERACH equipment, they've come out with several different options for the budget category, and most of them provide a lot of extra features and things that you see in higher brands or higher grade machines at a fraction of the cost. So there's no exception here. This is the MERACH S26. Now, if you've been following my channel, you saw recently a little while back I did the S29 video. I'll throw a card or link up here in the description if you want to go check out that video on that other video we did on the MERACH S29, but this is the S26. It's a little bit different. This one is powered, so it does have you do have to plug it into an outlet, so you're going to need to be within about 6 foot of an outlet, or to do some type of daisy chain and get you an extension cord and run it to where you need it to go, because in my home gym, I only have a couple outlets, so there's only a few options. So I do have to run an extension cord if I want to put it on the other side of the gym, because none of my space open is directly beside an outlet. So something to be aware of. So it is powered. It's not going to be self-powered. It does have magnetic resistance and a 14-pound flywheel. The resistance is manipulated here on the middle of the frame, not on the screen as in the S29. So that's something to be aware of too. And as far as adjustments, it does have a few adjustments. The seat goes from 1 to 8. I have it on 7, which is where I'm currently riding. And to adjust that, all you do is turn that knob, pull that pop in, and then you're able to make it go up and down like so. But I have it on 7 normally, but it will go all the way up to 8 as a max setting. And then you can just tighten that down, wrench it down, and it's a lot tighter. And then on the seat, it also goes front to back. So you have forward and back on that as well, with another screw knob underneath to tighten it down. And then this one does have the little weight holders. These are probably going to have to be 5 pounds or less, probably 3-4 pound weights. Something you get from like Walmart or Five Below or somewhere, Amazon. It doesn't come with those, but it does have a weight holder if you want to do your different workouts and things like that. The handlebars, they only have 5 adjustments. So it goes from 1 to 5, 5 being the max. And it's the same as the seat. You just turn that knob, pull the pop in, and it goes up and down. Now this one does not go front to back on the handlebars. It only goes up. There's a slight angle to it. So the higher you go up, kind of the adjustment to the angle, but you're not able to slide it forward and back. So if you need to get closer, you're going to have to take the seat, move it forward as your front to back adjustment. The handlebars and the seat do not move together like on the S29. So it does have the pedals with the cage. So you're able to put your foot in there and lock it down on the cage. The other side is a regular pedal, but to use that, you're going to have to make sure this is tightened down or tucked in, because if you don't, that cage is going to flop on the ground every time you go around and do a revolution. So either use the cage or just have that tucked in, or you could tape it down or something if you don't want to use that. But, you know, you can always upgrade to nicer pedals if you want clip-in pedals or something like that. You're getting really serious in it. By adding the power, you're able to get this large LCD screen. So you have a 15.6 LCD screen, and I don't know if you'll be able to see it in the light. It does move 180 degrees side to side. So you got 90 in both directions, and it goes up and down 60 degrees. So you're able to get it all these different areas. So if you were doing a workout, you could turn it to the side and do your workout over here in the open area if you were doing the weights or something like that. With this screen, I'll give you a close-up too, in case the glare is not giving you a good shot of the screen, but we'll give you a close-up of that as well. So you can see, and it has everything you'd want on there: your duration in minutes, your distance in miles, your calories, speedometer, speed, miles per hour, frequency or RPMs, and resistance level. So as you turn up the resistance, that resistance number would change. And it's a really good looking monitor. It's a HD monitor. You're able to get HD, 1080p, and 4K, depending on what you're broadcasting. The cool thing about this too is in the past, I've used the MERACH app and other shows and things. I broadcast it to my TV or do a riding workout while on the bike and then broadcast it to a TV. You can do the same thing here with your smartphone, your tablet, or any other smart device if you have a smart TV. But with the S26 bike, you can broadcast that to the MERACH screen. So not only will you have this here on the screen, but if you want to watch Netflix or YouTube, your favorite YouTube channels, you can do that on here as well, or take a class like on the MERACH app. So we talked a little bit about that on my last video about the MERACH app and the different ways you can use it. You can do all those same things here, but the cool thing about this one is, like I said, you can watch YouTube, Netflix, and just ride for exercise. This is more of a, I would say, an exercise bike than a sport training bike like the S29. This one is just to get exercise because the Flywheel is only 14 pounds, but you can still get a good workout on it because of the magnetic resistance and some of the adjustability. It does have two large cup holders here on the front, so it'll hold some larger cups, energy drinks, pretty much whatever you can fit in there. These cup holders are a little larger than your average cup holder. And then on the handlebars are fairly comfortable. They have a couple different places to grab. You've got your, your middle grip here, your outer grip, and then your lean over grip. So those are all pretty comfortable. I would like to see maybe one more, or like a diagonal, maybe a couple more handlebar angles in here, like on the S29. The seat was very comfortable, and I got the most out of it by watching the screen. It's cool, instead of having to broadcast that, you can do all those things, but it's cool just having that 15-inch screen right in front of you to be able to watch a video, watch a show, or if you're actually taking one of the in-app classes, or you're even taking a YouTube class, you can have that right on the screen in front of you and follow the instructor. For me personally, this one has a weight capacity of 300 pounds. I would like to see a weight capacity that's a little higher in the 350 to 400 pound range, which still feels pretty sturdy. And like I said, if you ever have, it has the adjustable feet on the bottom. So if you're ever in a garage or slanted area, like you can see, it's pretty sturdy. The frame is not moving. That's just from as it gets higher up in the seat, the actual frame is not going anywhere because it has those adjustable feet. And it's pretty easy to roll around. The only problem is going to be like when you have it plugged in. So while it's plugged in, you could move it around, but like I said, you only have 6 foot of cable. So it's easy to move it around if you need to move it somewhere. But you're probably going to have to watch that cable, or if you have an extension cord. So just be aware of that when you are moving it around. But I think this is more of a leisure exercise bike. I don't think it's more of a serious training bike. You can definitely get a good workout on it, but I think if you want to go really hardcore, train indoor cycling, get that outdoor feel, you're probably going to go with the S29. But now this one retails for about $4.99. I think they're running a lot of Black Friday sales and things right now for the holiday season. So check that. You can always put my code ERIC, E-R-I-C, in your cart, and you'll get the best price. But this one is about $4.99, or that's the last price I saw on it. But they do have two other models to be aware of. They do have the same model without the screen. I think it's about $239. So that's a really good deal. It still has the magnetic resistance, but it basically just doesn't have the screen. And then they have a friction model where there also is no screen and there's no magnetic resistance. It's friction. So it's actually like a felt pad or a thicker pad of leather or something that rubs directly onto the flywheel to keep it from rotating. And that's how you get your resistance. Where on this one and the second tier model with the magnetic resistance, there's both a magnet that goes onto the flywheel to keep. I think it's under 25 decibels. So it's very quiet. I'll even show you a clip when I'm riding it that it's, I'll throw that in here somewhere.
Nebraska and Cal, and it really came down to what was the degree I wanted to hang on. With the NIL now, so it's like, that's fucking completely different world, right?
You'll probably be watching your show or watching your class, and you'll hear that more than you will the bike. So the bike will not make a lot of noise if you're in a situation where you need it to be quieter or you have kids or things like that. So I would definitely check it out. Another good option for MERACH. For me personally, if I was picking between the two, I would go with the S29, but your goals may be different than mine. That's up to you. Just want to show you some of the features and the cool things this one can do. If you're into doing the workouts and the other workouts that the app provides with the dumbbells and the things like that off of the bike or including the bike and doing intervals and things like that, you may want to look at one like this that has the screen because you're able to do all those extra workouts instead of just going for a regular ride or just a hill climb or something like that. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and go lift, baby. Woo.
There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow.
This one is about $4.99, at least last indoor cycling. Yeah.